It's time to get back on the coast. This is why today we are climbing down the hill to get to Praia da Ursa and photograph its big rocks. This is not the usual place where you park the car and you have the beach just in front of you. We had to climb down the hill. It's not difficult, it just takes a bit of time. But it's totally worth it because once we are here, the scenery is really beautiful. I'm waiting for the sunset, and while I do that, I started to take some photos. From here, I have the rocks on the foreground and the big stones in the sea. So in order to have all these in one picture, I had to create two photos, one for the foreground and then one for the stone in the background. So to do that, I created two photos, tilting the camera up first and down later, and then I will combine them with the computer. From this point of view, I'm shooting the most famous rock in Praia da Ursa. And I started to do just one exposure shots with a polarizing filter to erase all the reflection on the water and darken the sky. And then I did a vertical panoramic photo, which is basically just as any other panoramic photo, but it's vertical. And then I will attach all the photos with the computer. I did that because I wanted to show the waves in the foreground. So I waited for a big wave and then I take all the photos in sequence, one after another. I'm working on a vertical composition and I'm waiting for the waves because I want to use them as key element. My idea is to wait for them to fill the foreground, and by capturing the photo with a medium-long exposure, I'm able to show the movement of the water getting back to the sea. I place the composition in this way. I have the big stone on the right third of my composition and the pattern of stone on the sand on the left third. These stones leads my eyes towards the background and helps the viewer to read all the picture. By waiting for the waves, I can create a dynamism on the photo and also a nice pattern of color, white and yellow for the sand and blue for the sea, in the foreground and in the background. The settings are a polarizing filter to erase all the reflection on the water and a -1 stop graduated neutral density filters over the sky. So I will darken the sky even further and expose for the foreground, which will give me a very balanced exposure. Now I'm going to move over there and I'm going to create other photos like this using the same settings and the same filters. I'm taking the final shot for today, and as I said before, I'm using the wave to give me a lot of dynamism in the photo. I'm basically waiting for big waves to come over me. This is why I have my feet wet. But the result is great because I can show the movement of the waves, and it's really, really nice. It's basically always an organic curve, and it's really nice because it goes very much in contrast with the linear shape of the rock. So it's really, really nice. I'm using a long exposure because I'm forced to use a long exposure. The sun is setting, I'm using the polarizing filter and a -2 stop graduated neutral density filter. All this together force me to use a long exposure, which is exactly what I want. I'm basically waiting for waves to get like this, and then I wait for the water to go back to the sea, and then I take the shot. In this way, I can show the movement of the water going back, and it's really, really nice.